Hello. Something that I have learned and noticed is that having all things considered is completely inconceivable. So many things, too many things. You cannot think of all things considered when thinking. And I feel when we get told all things considered, it's used in the complete wrong context. Every single time I've heard it personally, I don't think it's been even possible to have all things considered. Let's say I tell you, let's say you're talking to me about something about you personally, about you. You're saying, oh, I'm going about the days like this and yada, yada, yada. I tell you, having all things considered, I think. Stop right there. Stop. Having all things considered means that you have every single thing about me, every single thing about you, and everything to do with the entirety of both of our lifespans. Having all things considered, for you to give me some information. Having all things considered. It's just complete irony. It's irony. It's complete irony. Well, all things considered, you're a liar. That's false. That's false. You can have, and see, this, I was going so, I get in states sometimes where I get so like into study. It's like, I've said this before on videos that life is an experiment. It's like life is no experience. It's an experiment. I got to a certain point of thinking where I compartmentalized. I broke down into each and every, all things considered almost, each and every kind of aspect I could. I just chopped it down minuscule amounts. I compartmentalized it. And I broke it down to its very last compound. I broke it down, and every little thought was broken down into like my emotion, into my immediate impulse, where it's like, man, why'd I get angry at that? Man, why'd I get sad at that? I broke it down to every little thing, compartmentalized. I feel that is how we should be taking things into consideration. Not all things considered. We got to compartmentalize that exactly what we're dealing with, and we do need to take into consideration what the person will think to an extent. We don't want them to get to the point of, oh, I'm gonna hurt somebody or hurt myself. No, we don't want to do that. If they're telling us, we got to tell them with their feelings, their emotions considered, and our own impact that we would have on them considered. Not all things, because then you'll spout out something that will be chopped. It'll be completely chopped and mincemeat to whatever it is we're trying to give information about. Hearing somebody say, having all things considered, taking all things into consideration, that is somebody minuscule in thought. They are not truly thinking of all things considered. They've just subjected it to a phrase coined. It's not all things considered, because you would have to sit there for probably the amount of years to take all things into consideration, all things considered. It's insane to say you have all things considered with somebody. So keep that in mind when you feel you want to explain something to somebody or give somebody some help, give somebody some information. I'm taking these things into consideration because I cannot take all things into consideration. I care for you. I would want to have all things considered, but just can't be taking these things into consideration. So yes, all things considered is unfathomable, inconceivable. Yeah.